Good afternoon, super friends, and welcome to the Thursday, April 30th edition of the Sacred News and Weather. I'm going to launch right into the message because a phrase came forward and I don't want to lose it. And what it is, I almost lost it. What I heard was making something right doesn't mean that you were ever wrong. I'm going to say it again. Making something right does not mean that you were ever wrong. So, with that out there, I'm going to take a moment to give you my preamble, which is take what resonates and leave the rest behind. These messages are timeless. So, whether you're receiving it in real time on April 30th or some later date down the line, there's likely going to be something here for you. But if you are not finding yourself, go ahead and move along. The imagery that is coming with the making something right doesn't mean you were ever wrong is this image of a like small lens, like just the smallest lens, like the lens of a camera, a cell phone camera, like on your nose, something so tiny, or your eye, like a fisheye, kind of taking it from this view, which actually feels like a view of like your heart space, like what is happening for you in your heart at the moment and pulling the camera back, widening the view, opening the viewpoint, opening the lens to see that what is happening inside of you in this small little place is actually a mirror image or a microcosm of what is happening on a much broader time scale. I'm sorry, there's a lot of noise that just started happening outside and I almost want to close my door, but I'm going to give it a minute. A wider angle lens, what is happening here in your heart, when you pull it out, you're going to see that what you are living out are universal patterns, universal wounding, masculine and feminine wounding, divine masculine and divine feminine, and wounded masculine and wounded feminine. That is what is being lived out either in your own heart or around you. Some of you are witnessing this and not embodying it, not living it directly. Some of you are witnessing it and you're witnessing it in friends or families but some of you are actually living it. And what I feel so clearly is that no one here is wrong. No one is wrong, that these are wounds that need to be honored is what I'm hearing. Like I honor your brokenness. I don't like to use that word because I don't believe that anybody's actually broken. I believe that we're all in varying stages of healing, but there's that word wanted to come forward because there is that feeling of broken, broken, he's broken, she's broken, 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 and it's bullshit. And so to get that broken, broken, I'm broken, she's broken, we're broken, this is broken, to get that out of the energy field, what I'm saying is we need to honor the wounding, to honor the rift, to honor the fracture, and look at it from that wide angle view where it is actually in service of your growth and your unfolding. It is in service of who you are meant to become. And it is not actually something that is happening against you. It is not someone perpetrating some injustice against you. And I just heard, if anything, you are inflicting injustice upon yourself by either judging yourself for your own actions or judging another for theirs. Like judgment wants to come out of this equation, brokenness wants to come out of this equation, and what wants to be looked at is the universal truth that is being lived out here. And the universal truth that is coming forward, and it's coming, I'm not going to lie, directly out of my own life, is the masculine and the feminine wounding from an energetic perspective. I am here to tell you right now that the only way healing can occur in this core wounding that is coming forward is if we can honor as a society, as a collective, that our feminine energy, our feminines, and this is not gendered, by the way, this is our feminine energy, the divine feminine is so wounded, and the wounding perpetrated against the feminine in our society is so insidious that it is no longer safe to be in feminine energy. And for any relationship, man and man, woman and woman, man and woman, for any relationship to feel successful, to be whole and healthy and thriving, the feminine and the masculine both need to be seen, heard, valued, and feel safe. The feminine, again, not gendered, the feminine in any relationship needs to feel safe in order to surrender. The feminine in any relationship needs to feel safe in order to surrender. And we have so many women and feminine identifying beings on this planet who are so unsafe that they are way out of balance in their masculine energy. And it gets held against them like it's a problem. Like, you're too masculine. You are too powerful. You are too much. Nobody says you're too powerful. It said you are too much. And the too muchness comes from the inability of the feminine to feel safe enough to surrender to healthy masculine power. It is at the core of the divine feminine, the desire to surrender into softness, to surrender into creativity, to surrender into fertility and abundance and softness, to surrender into receiving. That is what is innate in us. But in our modern world, it has been very nearly impossible for anyone in their feminine self, in their feeling body, to surrender fully because they are automatically not being held, not being contained. Our men can't have their feelings because it's not masculine, it's not cool, it's not okay, it's pussy, it's sissy, it's ridiculous. It's like, man up. Our men can't surrender into their feeling body, and our women can't surrender anything to anyone else because it is not safe. And all a woman, all the feminine wants to do is surrender so that she can receive and create from this place of abundance the next unfolding and the next unfolding. And our masculines, in order to feel powerful, in order to feel safe and powerful and like the leaders that they are meant to be, in order to have that leadership, they need to be able to go off into the wilderness and slay their dragons and claim their power and know who they are so that they can come back to the feminine and she can surrender to him. But we are so out of balance that none of this is happening. And what is happening in your world right now is the unfolding of the wounded masculine and the wounded feminine, even and especially if and when these two want to come together. And I'm living it in my own relationship, but all week long I have been listening and holding space for my clients who are living this out in their lives in some particular way. Some of them are living it in the workforce where there's so much sister wounding and there's so much out of balance, like grabby power tripping, when what feminine leadership is actually is recognizing the beauty and the oneness and the unity in everyone and buoying up from that place of unity and love. That is feminine leadership, and masculine leadership is leading in full power from that place of love, from that place of, I am inherently trustworthy to hold you. You are safe with me. Surrender, and I will hold you so that we can both lead. And nobody is leading, and everybody's wounded, and it's a big, fat mess. So, what is the solution? The solution is first and foremost to stop the blame game. You didn't do this. She didn't do that. He didn't do this. He's not doing. Knock it off. It's not going to work. The blame game is never going to work because we are all in control of our own. Oh, that's not quite true. We all want to be leading ourselves from a healed and healthy place. And so recognizing, getting quiet enough, stopping the blame game, pulling yourself out of a situation and pulling that camera back and asking yourself, what is actually happening here? What is the truth of what is actually happening here? Because when you get enough distance, when you get enough perspective, you can begin to see where two people are acting out in their wounding and not embodying the full power of the energy that they are meant to hold in this world in order to be in their highest frequency, in their highest unfolding, in order to be in your power. In order for you to be in your power, you need to take ownership of what you need, of what you desire, and recognize what is actually possible between yourself and another in any situation. Are you going to be able to stay in a job with all of this toxicity happening around you? Or do you need to take yourself to a new place? Do you need to have a difficult conversation? Or do you need to raise your own frequency and raise your own vibration and hold that vibration so that everyone around you can, like, all of the bullshit can move through you and you're not getting attached, you're not claiming it, you're not picking it up and taking it up as your own? You're not falling into this place of victimization. Woe is me. I can't get my needs met. You are recognizing that the only way we're actually ever going to get our needs met is by meeting them ourselves or asking for what we need and offering someone the opportunity to meet that need and letting them go if that need isn't going to be met, letting them go gracefully and graciously because not everyone is going to be able to meet that need for you. Yes, there are needs that you, desires that you have, needs that you have that do actually need to come in relationship with another person. There are things that can't happen in relationship without the other person to mirror you. But really, the mirror is your own self. Who are you? What is your role and what is going on between you and another or you and a group? And who do you actually want to be? And what will it take? What kind of healing? What kind of perspective? What action? What inaction? What needs to stop? And what needs to be taken up in order to bring any given situation into balance, in order to take an unbalanced relationship into balance, in order to take an unbalanced situation back into balance. What shift is needed inside of you, not necessarily the other person? We can't ask another person to do something for us. We can ask them to show up in a particular way, but we cannot guarantee that they're going to be able to show up that way for us. And if they don't show up for you in the way that you need or desire, what can you do to give that to yourself, to get that own need met from inside of yourself? From your connectivity with divinity, from your connectivity with your highest self, for connectivity with your own heart and your own frequency, and not something outside of yourself. I'm going to leave it here. Please, if this resonated, do like and share and subscribe. Come back. Got a lot more to say, but I got to get on another call. Happy Thursday.